I think a lot of people here are drawn to the natural beauty of Prince Edward County. We're an island, we're surrounded by water, and there's so much spirit and creativity and so much community. It sounds like such a broad term, but it's really true.
The support of a community can change your entire direction, even if it feels like at times your challenges will completely define your future. Everything happens for a reason, and when you feel believed in and believe in yourself, your future really opens up.
Prince Edward County, it isn't sort of the people from away and the people from before. It's a whole bunch of different groups and interests that have a very strong claim to this place, who have very, very different backgrounds, perspectives, and experience. We see a tremendous amount of visitors in the county every year. According to the statistics, we're somewhere in the 2 million range in terms of visits. Probably 350, 400,000 of those are unique visits. Population and the services we need to provide and the challenges this community is swells with the tourism versus the people who live here year-round.
It's a beautiful community. That's why people come here. That's why people feel so drawn to its natural beauty. But there's also undiscovered parts of it that you don't really learn until you pull back the curtain and take a look at what else is going on in our community. So the County Foundation is a community foundation, and a community foundation leverages local philanthropy and donorship to create impact in those communities. So often when you're looking at foundations and financial mechanisms, you're looking at levels of government that go above and beyond community, and those decisions are made elsewhere. A community foundation is a powerful thing because there's local-based decision making, which can really move projects ahead and create impact where it is needed. In terms of the County Foundation, we have a vision of creating a place where everyone belongs and can thrive.
Our team is small. We have 2.5 people, all women. I'm the half person. I work part-time. Part of what makes us unique, it's quite nimble because of the small team, but also we're feet on the street. So we're out in the community constantly, every week, every one of us. And so we're really in touch with community organizations and residents. And so that's really where we can glean that information about where are the gaps and really what's happening and what are the needs. Vital signs is a snapshot of the well-being of a community. And so it's like taking the pulse. But just as with humans, that pulse changes continually. The first Vital Signs report locally was done in 2013. The foundation is based on providing grants in the community, but the original founders wanted to make sure that they had a really good basis for knowing where those resources could be best distributed. And so Vital Signs does that.
It's a measurement. It's data that is giving us the heartbeat, the pulse of our community. It's a measurement of our vitality.
The Sustainable Development Goals, we started to align Vital Signs with them, and I really appreciated having those to work with because it made Vital Signs more goal-oriented, more active, and that's really what we're trying to achieve, and so that's been great improvement.
In looking at our data, a few main areas rise to the surface. So that being poverty in the economy, transportation in our rural community, and also education. So when it comes to the economy and rates of poverty, we did find that there was a significant portion of our community that were feeling like they were being left behind in terms of keeping up with rising rates of inflation and affordability. For transportation, we're in a rural community, we're on an island. That's a big struggle for people to get around to employment and work, medical appointments. And we're pretty broad, pretty vast. It takes a long time to get from one end of the island over to the other. And then on education, this is one of the most, I think, shocking or illuminating parts of the data that came out in 2013, and that was that our high school graduation rates were lagging behind the province.
The first report, when it indicated some weaknesses in the community, there was certainly pushback. I think to that point in time, economic development, for instance, always shows all the positive aspects of a community, so this was somewhat the opposite.
And I like to think sometimes, you should be upset about some of this data that comes out. There's a reason why it hits you right here, and then we have to figure out what to do about it. So in using those numbers and in our collaborative work, the relationship with the municipality really came to the forefront. They're in a very powerful position in terms of working with individuals and residents in our community.
We could see that there's a huge disparity in the income level in our community, much greater than the provincial average. Now, we wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for the vital sign reports emphasizing that year over year. So we created a program which was intended to be a one-year thing. It's now year 3, and I don't think it's ever going to get pulled out of the budget. Recognizing that it's basically a redistributive tax system. It's a yes or a no. You either meet an income threshold or you don't, and then we forgive up to $1,000 or more on your taxes. We also do water bills if you're a renter. It's a small thing, but it can make a huge difference to somebody in a really low income situation. But I think it's really groundbreaking that it was so simple. When you actually have the data, you realize, well, it's not that far to reach. Like, we could actually fix this problem.
A problem well stated is a problem half solved. When we know the issues that our youth face, there are safeguards and there are already communities of support there for them that can help them navigate the challenges that they face. The Greater Than County Youth Collective is youth and adult allies and youth serving organizations that want to improve situations for youth in Prince Edward County with a specific focus on improving youth graduation rates and supporting youth to enable them to reach their potential.
The work continues to happen, and it's really rewarding to see high school graduation rates are improving. With that comes more youth leadership skills are happening, so youth have more of a voice in our community, and that's been recognized by our many organizations, but by the municipality as well.
For me, the future is youth. Youth are the future, especially in Prince Edward County. We're a very high retirement area. For me, if youth are feeling empowered now, they're going to be the people that are stepping up to be counselors one day, to be mayor one day. There's a lot that we can do now to support youth, to make it so that they are set up for success for those future positions.
Another point in our data that we've been seeing over the past couple of years is that farmland locally is disappearing. Over the past decade, over 8% of our farmland has disappeared in terms of other uses. It's a scary thing because that's your food source. And we know that if these rates continue, we're gonna lose all farmland within the next 100 years. So this is something that concerned us at the County Foundation, and we've been collaborating with the Ontario Farmland Trust to inform the community, particularly farmers, of ways they can protect farmland to make sure that it's being used for production of food and the continued purpose of farming. In our work with the Farmland Trust, we're actually going to be starting a cluster initiative, which is going to make Prince Edward County the fastest growing region for protecting farmland.
This community is going through a lot of change. There is a lot of incoming growth coming. There's a lot of big infrastructure, financial decisions that have to be made in the next little while, aging infrastructure. And change scares people, and I hope that this community can come together and rally around a vision for what everyone would like to see this community be, so that they can all see a place for themselves in this community. We got some provincial funding to do some transit, and we are really working with the County Foundation to figure out how do we make it the most effective, seeing who actually is pleased that it exists at all, who's desperate to use it and really has the most positive experience from it. Now we can design a system around those people because they're the ones who really need it.
I'm in touch with so many organizations all of the time. For example, the 2021 Vital Signs report on COVID impact, I interviewed 55 people. So I'm in touch all the time. And people are constantly appreciative of that data. Our councillors and mayor and municipality and staff are often using that data and referring to vital signs. I would say that continually in the newspapers and on our local radio station, we're hearing reference to vital signs. So to me, that's a thank you.
Prince Edward County is a rural place that has, in a lot of ways, urban challenges. And I think it is really at the front edge of an experience that's happening across Ontario, across Canada, in these fast-growing urban places. And to be a part of helping navigate that transition without losing that sense of small town and this amazing agricultural and environmental richness that exists here It is a real interesting example to be part of, but also a really special place that there's a lot riding on getting it right.